Hi, it's Karen here. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought I would paint this little fun loose watercolour. I received some happy mail from my dear friend Jennifer Gray, and she sent me this just absolutely inspiring card. It was just fantastic. So this is what I'm going to be painting today, inspired by Jen's lovely piece that she sent me. Thank you, Jen, and hello. So this is what we're going to be painting, so let's get started. I also did one with some washi tape round, just to give it a border, and then I just added another little border on the outside. So we'll do the two combinations today because I thought that would quite be fun. So let's get started with this one first. I just need to get my paintbrush. As always, I'll put a list of the materials that I use in the description below, and let's get started. So I'm just going to do some really lovely, easy, generic petal shapes. Now, let your paint run out from your brush. Now you can have 5 petals or 4 petals. It's totally up to you. I think Jen used 5 petals on hers, but I kind of mixed mine up a little bit. Now, what I'm just going to do is, while it's still wet, just drop in some more. I've used a different colour, so it's a lovely red. So I'm just literally dropping that in, not thinking about this too much, just dropping it in, and working quite nice and loose, and keeping nice and supple, and just working my way around. I'm not thinking greatly about tone or anything at the moment. I'm just letting my brush run out of the paint. Okay, and go right to the edge of your paper and just do these lovely petal shapes. And it's always helpful to leave a center, a white center. I'm just going back into clean water, and I'm popping in some clean water because I want to drop in again. I want to drop in some of that lovely red again, keeping my paint nice and loose. I'm not using a creamier consistency of paint on this one. Just keeping it really nice and loose, and just drop that in. If it runs, I'm really not worried about that. Again, going up into my palette, and I'm just going to drop another petal in there, and just have fun, and just let your excuse me, just let your paint run out on your brush. Now, I'm using 4 petals on mine. It's totally up to you. If you like to use 5 as Jen did, that's absolutely fine. Now I'm just dropping in some red again. I'm just keeping my paint really nice and loose and fluid, and going right off the edge of my paper, and just okay. Now, if I'm picking up other colours from my palette, I'm not worried about that at all. I'm just going to catch that and just move that around, and then I'm going back into the red, and I'm just going to drop that in. and let that disperse. Okay, now if you've got some spaces and you think, yeah, I kind of like to put one, maybe a little petal showing there, absolutely, you can do whatever you want. I'm quite happy with that composition actually. It's nice and spaced. I might just very, very carefully just put a little petal in there, just ever so slightly, and then with a bit of paper tissue just take out just the corner and go back in and just add that lovely red. Okay, and it's as simple as that. Now I'm going into the purple, and I'm just putting it onto my palette because I just want to just drop some very, very light wash of purple in there. Okay, don't get caught up and be precious with this. We're just having fun with our paints, and we're being lovely and spontaneous and loose. Now if you want to darken it up a bit, absolutely you can. If you want to keep it nice and pastel-y, yep, you can do that as well. It's totally up to you what you do on that, and that's it. That's literally just it. Now I'm going to set this aside and let this one dry because I want to show you the next stage, and I'm just going to be doing this one. This is the masking taped one that I did, but I think I'll just show you ever so quickly. Actually, I thought it might be quite nice to show you might use the new ones. So let's just use the pastels that I showed you earlier in one of the earlier videos that I did, just showing you what I'd bought yesterday. Love these paints. They are just gorgeous. The pigment of the colour of the paint is just really wonderful. It does what it says on the tin. It just gives you these gorgeous colours. Now you can go in as dark or as light as you would like. I'm just using mine very spontaneously, just dropping in some more there. Let's put another little, gonna keep my circle in there, and I'm just going to maybe the hint of a petal there, and maybe just another one there. I think if you go over, that's absolutely fine. If you paint over your neighbour's petal, I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to put another little one in there, and maybe a little petal in there. Okay. Now I'm going into this really gorgeous soft pink, and just drop that in there. If you want to go back in and just wet up, you can. There's nothing precious about painting these lovely loose flowers. We're just having fun we're literally just having fun with our paints. And I'll go into the lovely colour there, and I'm just dropping in. These ones are they're not as translucent as I'm using them not as in a translucent way. I'm kind of layering on top, and I quite like that effect. And just pull it out, it responds very well to that. So you can move this paint around. It's really responsive. And we're just going to put a little petal in there. And then maybe just a little bit in there. Yeah. And then I'll let that one dry. And then we'll go back to that later on, and we'll see how it looks. This is one that I've done earlier. I'm just going to pop the pastel paints away, and I'm just going to now go. I'm going to use my Faber Castell brush, pen, excuse me, and just going to move my paints out of the way so I've got more elbow room. Now this is thoroughly dry, and all I'm going to do is just do some really nice little circles in where the white centres were. Okay, you don't have to be super careful with this. You can just make these lovely little circles. Okay, so we've done those in the middle. Now I'm just going to do these lovely marks just to show that this is the direction where the petals are going out. And it's literally just having fun. Okay. And can you hear those little birds? We've got some nesting little sparrows and blue tits, and they're making a heck of a racket, but I don't mind that. It's lovely to hear them. And then going in, and we're just doing a nice flicking motion just to give us a bit of a darker centre, and just like that. Okay. Now, once you've painted these, you can put your watercolour painting underneath a couple of heavy books, and it will be lovely and flat. So don't worry too much if you think, oh, it's drying, it's buckling. Don't worry. We can get rid of that, and just do these really spontaneous, lovely marks. Okay, you can just, okay. Now I'm just going to put these little circles in, because that's what Jen did on hers, and I'm just bringing those like that. And I think they look quite fun, don't they? And we're just popping those circles in, and you can do as many or as little as you like. It's totally up to you. And It's as easy as that. It really is. Now, I'm going to go in to my, I'm just going to introduce the lovely metallics, and I'm just going to drop, not too thick, keeping it nice and wash, a light wash. I'm just putting just a drop of metallics because on Jen's she used some really lovely metallic coloured paints, and I don't have any of those. So going back, just set that one aside, and going back to this one it's not properly dry, but I just want to show you. We're just going to go into the background, and if you look on the background here, there's all these lovely little, just these lovely little random marks, picking up the colours of the flowers that we've done. So we're keeping everything incorporated. So we're just doing that, and we're just going back into the pan, and we're just literally just dancing our brush all over the background. Now, don't be worried, because you think, oh goodness, this is looking quite deep. The colour's looking quite strong. It will dry lighter. It will dry lighter. But just vary up your marks. Do some nice little strokes and do some longer lines. That will make it look interesting and give your painting some depth. Just going to catch that mauve again, that purple, and we're just going to drop some in there. Now, if you go over the ones that you've already laid down, not to worry about that. I think it gives it extra texture, and it just, I think it looks lovely. So don't get caught up on that. This is working really intuitively, and just having a look and thinking, yeah, I'm going to just drop a little bit in there. And so you're making the decisions of where you put your marks, and it'll help keep you loose and free you up without making you feel, oh, I'm not doing it correct. There are no wrongs. It's just exploring and just having fun. Okay, so it's literally like that. Now, if you think, oh, I really like that deeper colour, just drop some water in, and it reactivates your paint, your paper again, and your paint, and you can just then go back in and just drop in some of the lovely paint that you want to introduce. Okay, you can always keep moving your painting along to keep it nice and dynamic. Okay, so there's that one. So I'm just going to set that one aside again to dry. Now, I did one on a bigger scale, because I thought it might be nice to have a look to see what it would look like if we used, just put some paint on my desk. See how I get a messy desk now, can't you? So I thought we would just have a look with a bigger piece of paper, and this time I'm going to go back in again with my Faber-Castell, and like we did before, I'm just going to add these lovely little circles in, and I'm not being super precious, as I said before. I'm just making marks, just being nice and loose and free. Okay, and then just put your lovely marks in for your petals, just to show which way we want the viewer to see our petals. Now you can go off your watercolour petals if you want to. You can be as bold as you like. That's wonderful. And then again, we just go in just to the centre, and we just to pull the eye in, and just to make it just a little bit darker, so we get some contrast. And then we just work your way around. Now you don't have to put these finer lines in. You can, oh, missed that out completely, didn't I? You don't have to do that, but I just think it just gives another dimension, and it does make it look quite interesting. Now I'm being really nice and free. I'm not getting caught up thinking where I'm going to be putting these marks. I'm just being lovely and loose. Okay. Now we can go in and put the lovely little circles in again. I think they're such fun. They look great. And again, they just add another element to our painting. And of course, if you prefer not to put them in, absolutely. Try some with and try some without and see which one is your favourite. Try using a different colour combination up. Normally 3 colours, either use warm colours or the cool colours. It works normally quite well. So, you know, have a little play and see what you think. Hope I'm in frame and you can see. Good. Now you can leave this as a larger piece if you prefer, but I wanted to cut them down. Now I've got my guillotine, so we can either make some bookmarks and cut them down into bookmarks, or we can cut them into, let's make some bookmarks. Yeah, I'm just going to get my centre there so I know roughly, and I'm just going to wing it now, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Right, let's yeah. I don't normally measure anything if I can help it. I normally like to just eyeball it and think, does that look all right? Yeah, that looks all right. Let's do that. But if you prefer to measure to get your bookmarks exactly the same, then please do. Okay. So, and there we have our cute bookmarks. Now I'm going to bring in again. I'm going to bring in the lovely metallics. And just activate them, and just drop them in. I'm not being super fussy with these. Put that to one side. Now let's have a look at what we've done. So there's that one. So we've done the bookmarks, so they're there, and we've done the one with the border on. So just get those into frame so you can have a really good look. Hopefully you've got everything in frame now. And there we have it. That's a really lovely, sweet and easy little watercolour, inspired by my dear friend Jen. Thank you, Jennifer. It's brilliant of you. And this was the inspiration. This is what she sent me, and as you can see, hers have got a lovely sparkle. So there's Jen's inspiration. So thank you, Jen, for your fantastic inspiration. I do hope you give this a go, and hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.